It's really beautiful when you can speak with the author of time, when you can speak with God who created your heart and knows exactly what you need in a man. Sometimes there were moments in my life where I was like, oh, wow, I would really want to see this in a guy. And that is good, your little list. But I was like, I'm going to throw that list away and let you write it. Hmm. So, yeah, it's amazing because he knows what I need. And also, what God taught me is to not go out there and start looking, that is like a no no, and all this time I have been just focused on preparing myself. And the scripture says like he who finds a wife finds favor and a good thing, and a virtuous woman who can find her. She's far more precious than jewels. So you have to begin to see yourself as that virtuous woman. That is how God tied to you. God tied to you as a wife, as a virtuous woman. And you have to, for example, it is not true that when you get married, I'm not married, but well, you know this. It is not true that when you get married, the issues that you had before, you're not gonna bring them into that marriage. For example, your inner work. Maybe your heart is prideful or arrogant, or maybe you deal with depression or something else. Your conflicts. Your inner work. It you can get married tomorrow, and it doesn't mean like you wake up being a new person. You're still gonna bring that baggage into the relationship. So it is beautiful the process of waiting, taking your time to work on your inner work and everything, so you don't bring any extra baggage to the marriage. Because it's like if when you're traveling and you have that extra baggage that you really don't need and that's gonna burden and make the journey with a lot of weight. So that is like a good thing to say and to share with the girls here. Um, One of the things that I have learned. It's something I have to learn because I've been waiting for such a long time. And when you have seen other relationship and other marriage so strong, and and they strive to serve one another, you have to have this idea that you cannot let the person that your husband, he cannot be the source of your happiness. He cannot fulfill that hole in your heart. He cannot satisfy you the way that God does. That is why it was so important for me to let God become my first love, my source of happiness. The same that a taste of His love is a taste of patience. It's a taste of a genuine heart, peace, joy, faithfulness. You close yourself with all that, and you have to go through trials. Okay, but you're going through it. I was like, get me in that oven and prepare me, God. So may when I found, a wife, I found like the whole me, and I don't have to bring all this and that to this and make everything difficult. And I can be like, just like having that person interested in heart. Like, for example, just like not being selfish and just focus on myself, but being like, how can I meet your needs? Like, how can I help you? And how can I love you? I wanted to learn how to love, and I was not able to learn how to love if I wouldn't love myself. What? Nothing better than to letting love be your source. God is love, and in Him there is no darkness. So while I'm single right now in this moment, even that I act like I'm not single because I go to Italy and put like this engagement ring on my hand, having no men around me, I'm like, kind of wait for him to put it so I know how it feels. Can I put it myself here and then put it right back? I actually did that, and it feels so great because you feel satisfied. I don't feel regretful of anything. I feel like God has this. He's God. And it also, I wanted to do it to also encourage the girls because it'd be like, Patri's not with anyone. And she's like putting an engagement finger in her finger, an engagement ring on her finger. Besides, she's single, but she's waiting, and she puts her hope and trust in God, and she's working on herself. I want to do the same thing. That's the kind of idea that I want to project while I do it. And and also hearing from God is so important. Like, there's so many guys that come to me, and I'm like, they are the wrong person. And if you say yes to the wrong person, my heart can be contaminated, and everything that I work on for so many years can go to waste if I make the wrong move. So one of the things that God told me was to not date anyone in Korea. Like, I came here and all that, but I needed to be aware that God gave me a specific instruction. And actually, it's very curious because you know, 3 or 2 years ago, I think 3 years ago, God gave me a scripture that says like, virtuous woman who can find, she's far more precious than jewel. And God told me directly, I can share this here, that He, you know, He's like, I'm gonna prepare you for marriage. He showed me a lot of promises and everything, and I've been going through this process and all that, and I just wanted to share this here. So it's like, I don't want to be like the other girls, you know. I want to be myself and fearless and bold, and I know what I want. You know, now I know my calling, my purpose, my worth, my value, my identity. And as every woman out there, you know, we have to know that we're not meant to be competing with one another. And also very important that every day is an opportunity to work more on yourself. You know, you cannot expect yourself not make mistakes. Like, allow yourself to make mistakes and continue to learn and all that. And yeah, so you know, I'm just 24, but 24 years living on earth and all that I have been through really has helped me. So don't be regretful of your trials and everything. Use everything as like stepping stones to step on it and walk on it, you know, letting God guide you and get you to where you're supposed to be. Your story doesn't end here, and this is my love story. You know, I am like, for example, I say like, you know, I act like I'm in a relationship because I am with God. There you have it. And I'm like, the only possible way that a guy can have my hand, like, you know, you can, it's like by praying for me, pray to God for me. And you know, and I've been like praying and praying, and also and preparing and everything, and just trusting Him and following His instructions. And for me, that is amazing. You know, I get to say to that person, hey, I waited for you, and I did this and that. And, you know, you can find the whole package, you know, you can find a wife. That is the thing, you know, and that is the idea. That is the inspiration that I want to bring to the girls and you watching me. Because maybe some guys think that women like this doesn't exist, but actually there's so many beautiful women out there and everything. But look more to the heart, and also wait and pray, ask God to bring you your woman, you know. And and well, my existence is living proof that we do exist. So this is my story. May you be blessed by it, and God bless you.